Hello everybody, Drew here, tip of the Mitt Flips, where I'm a stay-at-home dad and a part-time eBay reseller. And every 100 subscribers there's a giveaway. So if you're watching, make sure you subscribe so you have a chance to win. I actually had a pretty good sales day, or I'm having a pretty good sales day. 7 orders going out, but a couple higher dollar ones. So cool beans to that. First thing going out, B5 Stratton cedar shoe thingies. Shoe tree, is that what it's called? B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These right here. And, oh, what are these things called? Shoe tree. Yeah, I was right. I was doubting myself. How dare I? $17.49 plus shipping. So normally these are not worth listing at all, but apparently these ones, these Strat and Cedar ones, I would pick those up again. Actually, I didn't pick those up. I got those in a Mikhail mystery box, so they cost me less than $1. But if I saw those specific ones, I would buy those. That's $17.49 plus shipping, and they were on a 30% off sale, I think, like a significant sale. Still good. Okay, so I was completely out on the shoe trees. I was saying it's a waste. Don't anybody ever buy them, but those ones, I would definitely do that. Next up, here's a great one. C3, The Pretender TV show and movie. It is 2 seasons, and then the movie. Here's the complete first season. I've never seen this. Here is the second season, and why I'm going through this is because this one, the movie, The Island of the Haunted, this is big money. If you have this new, I think it's $50. But for the first 2 seasons and the movie, I got $52.49 free shipping. It will go medium mail. Yes, I will still send something that's $50 medium mail. For me, I think you could still insure medium mail. I know you can insure first class, and lots of times that's still cheaper than priority. I'm not sure if you can insure medium mail. I don't know. I think you can. You can just add ship coverage to it. But my threshold for what needed to be insured for priority or whatever, it was very low when I first started. Basically anything over $30 was going priority because I wanted the insurance. And then that number ticked up and up and up and up to the point where I just don't care anymore. The amounts of times it just works itself out because the amount of money over time I would spend on insuring items going first class, I just make that money up on the potential that one thing might happen by just never doing it, ever. So, of course, I get my free insurance with priority, but that's up to $100. If it's the item's over $100, I don't add in additional insurance. If I send something first class and it's a $100 item, it's just going regular first class, no insurance, whatever. And if I lose that item, I still, over the long run, potentially, and in my experience, will still be out ahead if I just never pay for it. Same thing with cell phone insurance. You can get, I know some people have to have it. Jen, she's one of those people, you have to have insurance on her phone. She will go through 4 phones a year. But for me, I know myself well enough that I just have never, in my entire life, since I think I got my first cell phone when I was 17, like an old Nokia. I've never put insurance on my phone one time. And so now, because over that 20-year span, I've saved enough money from not buying that insurance that if I end up having to buy a phone outright, I'll still be further ahead by never of paying for it. But that's kind of a, you got to know who you are situation. I got those in a big DVD lot, like a big lot of a bunch of different series. I think that's the only one left, and I paid $40 for the whole box. I made a few $100s on the deal, maybe $400, somewhere in that range. It was a lot. It was a great pickup. Next up, B3D is 3 Matchbox Cars. B3D, it is these ones. I didn't need any more specifics because they were very bright, even though I could have looked, and I'm sure it says B3D. Oh, it doesn't say car 19. That doesn't make any sense, but these are the ones right there with the bright blue and the bright yellow. I figured I could find it. Those were listed $14.99 free shipping. They sent me, it was one of those deals. They sent me an offer of like $4.50. What is with people? How do they think it gets to them? either way, I listed those a long time ago. Those were from my personal car collection. I made, again, a ton of money. I had like 2 red lines in it, a few others that were in the 20 plus range. So I was willing to let those go. $9 free shipping. Also, I had those 2 sales and then crickets until this morning. So last night when I was laying in bed and that debacle was happening, I said, okay, whatever, let's just get some more money going. Sometimes I feel like you gotta grease the wheels of the sales. That's probably not accurate, just makes me feel a little better, I guess. I don't know. Next up, B2 is a vintage Tang quart container. B2, it's way back in the probably getting pulled out of the store when I finally do my inventory section. Stuff like this, I used to pick up on the regular. My shelves were as full as they are now when I, 2 years ago, year and a half ago. But I had a third of the stuff because all of my items were like this. Big old pots and pans and pressure cookers and just a bunch of nonsense. Because that I probably paid, I remember I got that at Salvation Army. So I would have paid $2.99 or half off, either way. And I got $11.19 plus shipping. But this will take me 10 minutes to pack. So is that worth it? I probably had to wash it, storage, all that. All the other boxes that I used to ignore are now priority. They're number 1. And then next up, just listed this a couple days ago. C3A is a Epson ink. C3A. Nope. C3A. It's definitely not C3A. C1A. It is, just to be sure, yes, because it's the crushed box. It's a Epson 157 light black. I think that's called gray, but I don't make this, so I don't get to decide. This is very expired. From 2013 expiration date. I put that in the, let me double check before I lie to you. Yes, I put that in the title. I put that in the, there is a space for ink where you can, in the item specifics, you can put the expiration date. And I also would have had that description because my descriptions are just copies of my title unless there's something very specific I need to put in that description. And then at that point, my title will say read description because people do not read the descriptions. I don't. They're not in a place that makes sense. Who, when they're shopping, is like, oh yeah, let me go ahead and open up the thing. Not unless there's information that's not in the title that I'm curious about, then I will check the description. But that's it. So this, of course, less than $1. Got in a Kyle mystery box, probably pennies. That one had a ton of stuff in it. $15 free shipping. I accepted an offer. And speaking of $15 free shipping, next up is a bunch of key blanks. C5. C1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's up here. Oh, those are forks. I figured I could just grab stuff till I heard a jingle jangle. Okay. Well, I'm running out of spots it could be. Yeah. Oh, it was under that jingle jangle was another jingle jangle. So this lot of key blanks, I think these, actually, yeah, these came in a Mikhail mystery box with, I think with some other like locks. But for those, took an offer, $15 free shipping. And then next thing going out is C5. I was looking right at it. New Balance something, 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 somethings. I'll recap when I get back. But these are pretty big. What are these, size 11? Might even be bigger than that. 11 and a half. These New Balance U420 SKL blue, yellow, white. I got these when I went to a couple towns over for an appointment that was funny story that's not so funny, was not on that day. I went early, like an hour early. I was like, okay, I never get to get over this town. I'll check out their thrift stores. I'll go a little early. So I go early. I go to the thrift stores. They're the worst. I'll never go to those again. I thought mine was bad. These ones are real bad. Real bad. I'll link it at the end. No, I mean, I will, but whatever. It's not like there's footage. But This Goodwill in this area I'm talking about, a tornado blew it down. Tore it completely up. So the location was a new location. So maybe it was all new inventory. So maybe their prices were higher because whatever it was. Prices were ridiculous. But I got this pair of shoes for $15, I think. I think that's how much I paid for them. And I listed them $49.99 plus shipping. Somebody sent me an offer, $39 plus shipping. I listed those a few days ago. I said, okay, let's go ahead and take that money. Did I even finish the story? So yeah, so I go early for my appointment. My appointment wasn't on that day. My appointment was the next week. That's my life in a nutshell. And it's an hour drive both ways. So I wasted an entire day. It was not great. I need a win. I need a win. But speaking of wins, I also had a TCG player sale. One of them, it was actually 3 cards in one order. This is a Radiant Alakazam. It's the shininess and the hollow pattern. You can't pick it up on camera, but these Radiant cards, they're new for like the last few sets ago. They're awesome. I really contemplated, because I have 3 or 4 of them up for sale, just taking those out and keeping them. But I don't need a collection. I have a collection. It's right there. It's for sale. And if I want to look at it, I can pull out 1,000 cards, look at them. Like, what's the point? I'm not saving them for their value. I just want to look at them. And I can look at them whenever I want. And then a Forest Seal Stone on the other side. And then tucked away in the middle is a cute octopus type character. I don't know hardly any of the newer characters. But that one, I think the total order, $10. $10 plus 99-cent shipping. And I am a little pinched for time, so I will pack this stuff up, and then I will actually come back to talking about the cards. And a couple videos ago, I had mentioned I had an issue with the eBay tracked standard card delivery, whatever they call it. eBay standard shipping, I think is what it's called. And it's where basically you get a tracked envelope, tracked shipping on a plain white envelope, on a stamp. Basically, it's a stamp with tracking, and how that's a complete fraud. It's a total lie and a fraud. So let me pack this stuff up, and I'll come back to that. I'm actually going to write down that I plan on coming back so I don't forget to do it. All right, it is much later. I had a bit of a family emergency. Everybody's fine, but it sucked up the rest of the day. So let me see if I can remember any of my thoughts. I luckily wrote them down so I'd have some idea what I was talking about. Media mail, I double checked. You can add ship coverage to media mail. If that's something you desire, that is something you can do. You can add insurance to media mail. And in most cases, adding insurance to first class items, adding insurance to media mail items will be cheaper than sending it priority. So don't just automatically bump it up to priority to get that insurance if it's not necessary. Patricia, you got me your address. That will also, your Tip of the Mitt Flips merch bundle will go out today. Anybody's interested in those, which not too many. So that means good news for me. I don't have to go buy a bunch of stuff. But those are available. It's the Buy Me a Coffee link if that's something you're interested in. Comes with 2 different stickers, a magnet, and a pin. What else? Oh, yes. The main point I wanted to circle back to is the eBay standard envelope, I think is what the service is called. And it's sold as a tracked stamp, basically. I think it's 80 cents, and then you get an eBay discount or something like that. I haven't used it yet, so I don't know the exact pricing. I've used it as a buyer. And when they say that it's tracked, that is 100% false. It's a lie or a mislabeling, let's say. Let's not go as far as saying it's a lie, but it's definitely a mislabeling of what you're getting and what that service is. It is not tracked any further, not tracked beyond any other, basically almost any other mail piece. Let me see if I got something lying around. I'll go dig something up real quick. Okay, so the tracking that they're calling tracking is apparently, and I got this information from a seller who does strictly cards, and it's their side job, and their main job is they work at the post office. So I think that's a quality content creator to get that information from. I will link the video at the end. Their content was a little dry. I don't think I would watch a lot of their videos, but informative. So in most cases, that's most of the stuff I watch. It doesn't have to be entertaining for me. I watch stuff to get the right information. But what he was saying is that it's no different than like this right here, which it's like basically a barcode that scans when they run it through their normal mail sorting machines and stuff. It takes a picture. If you have it set up for I can't remember what the service is called, but it's like your to-be-delivered mail. You get an email in the morning, and it'll tell you like all the mail that's coming to your house, generally. If you don't do that, I think it's great. So then I know exactly what's coming. If I need to check the mail, all that kind of stuff, you just go to USPS and like click a couple buttons and boom, you get an email every day. It tells you what you're getting in the mail from USPS. And all it is because it, through the sorting machine, takes a picture and scans those types of barcodes and scans the other barcodes. That's why I had the issue with it showing up delivered when it wasn't delivered. They don't scan it delivered. It's not door-to-door tracking. It's original post office to final destination post office. There's no scans in between. There are no guarantees that it will get scanned at the final destination. So it is not tracked at all. Honestly, the only difference between what they have, what eBay offers, and just putting a regular stamp on it is that, and if I'm mistaken, please let me know in the comments. Only difference is that eBay gets to check the box in their system that it's tracked. Personally, I think it was eBay realizing that they needed to provide a way for people to mail stuff with a stamp without messing up the metrics of how eBay's seller platform works of tracking uploaded on time. I think that was it. They said, okay, we need to figure this out. People want to send single cards. You can't send a $1 card and charge $4.99 shipping. So let's provide a stamped service, a tracked stamped service, because we need to have it not hurt their metrics in their store. That's the only thing I can come up with, because it's not tracked. It's not tracked any more than any other envelope I would send ever. The only difference, I guess, is if I send it with a stamp, it doesn't get the original post office and the final destination scans. So I guess it's tracking beyond just a stamp. But do I think that it is a better service? No. Do I think it provides anything above what a stamp would do? Definitely not. The price difference over time would probably just work itself out. You know, if you had a few more claims of missing mail because there's not the tracked on it, and you had to do a few refunds over time, I think that would work itself out because of the difference in price. Because what's a stamp right now? 55 cents, something like that. I should know. And then again, the standard envelope, actually, I have a card sale, but it's over $20, so can't do that. And for me, I would send a card over $20 with a stamp. I'm not against that. So they also put a cap on it, $20. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's definitely, I'm not saying it's nefarious. I'm not saying they're trying to purposely mislead people. But it definitely is not clear to buyers and sellers what they're actually getting with that. Because they just are calling it eBay standard envelope. So I guess they're not saying it's a tracked service. It's definitely not an insured service. But in my small experience of mailing cards over this time period, I've had a 100% success rate with stamps. Just a regular stamp. So, and then on the other end, the eBay standard envelope has only caused me grief because it does things like says delivered, not delivered. One will say delivered and the other won't say delivered. Probably somewhere between trying to provide a service people wanted and a money grab. I'm not gonna say it's one or the other, probably somewhere in the middle. That tends to be where most things are. Not an extreme on either end, somewhere in the gray area in the middle. And my neighbor just fired up his lawnmower, so I will cut the video off there. That's gonna be all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Subscribe, share, and be good to each other. Just really neat. Hey, do they ever really fix things? I have no idea what this is. What do I care? Let's go. I'm good at this.